We have in our possession iPhone 14 Pro Max. I have to wait like everyone else. They don't send them to Uncle Mikey early. I don't know why. It kind of looks like the box of the iPhone 13 if I'm honest, but it says, no, it doesn't say 14 on it anywhere. It could be an iPhone 15. You wouldn't really know, would you? Just saying, could be. But this is a 256 gig. Purple, the new color. Let's just get this really satisfying sound here. Oh, here we go again. Oh, oh. Here we go. We'll position this. It's weird because from this angle right now, it almost looks like it's deep blue or even dark grey. And then when I tilt it just a little bit, there comes the purple. Let's see if we can get this here for you. I wonder if they keep going with these camera modules, if the camera module is just going to make it like the whole way across the screen and it could just be like a whole big rectangle because it's a monster. I mean, M-O-N-S-T-E-R with a capital M. I'm going to get some close-ups here of these cameras. I mean, they look magnificent, but holy moly. I don't do cases, okay? Like if you do cases, I get it. It doesn't stick out so much, but I don't do cases. And then here's the purple or the purple, depending on how you want to say it. Yeah, it looks nice. It's shiny. Got my fingerprints all over it already. Could we get like a matte black carbon fiber style rim? That would look good, but here we go, here we go. Hopefully you could hear that. It's got a nice satisfying feel to it. And the phone is here. Now, this is an unboxing. This is not a full review, but let's see if I can get TJ to capture this on camera. So we're going to talk about some of these things more when we do the review, but there's already some serious hate because when Apple showed this off on screen, you know, it's a nice, perfect, flat, well-lit environment, but apparently you go outside with that bad boy and it's a completely different color to the rest of the dynamic island. And I'm just giving you a spoiler here, a teaser for the upcoming review that will happen in a few weeks when I've spent some time with this, because I don't want to rush it. And there's already a ton of reviews out there. So I want to think about things no one else is thinking about. And we're going to do a comparison of this with the Pixel 7 Pro, not just the 6 Pro camera. And that's coming out in a couple of weeks too. Time to fire it up. Same as always, got the volume, got the silent mode. No SIM slot, it's gone. It feels different now, it's all smooth on this side. Got the eSIM thing going on. I wonder how much fun that's going to be to set up. Why don't we do it on camera and we can have the fun together? But first things first, the power button. Come to life, baby. Daddy's calling. There she is. Ta-da! I feel like I want to be Steve right now on stage. It's a web browser, it's a music player, and it's a phone. And if I say it 3 or 4 times in a row and I get the thing behind me to just flip and flip and flip around, eventually everybody will start clapping and get excited when I tell them that my new phone is like $700 when Nokia's are $199 at the time. But alas, I don't have a screen behind me and the screen is now on. You should still get a charging cable in the box. Kind of the good folks there. Not much else. I guess there's no SIM tool in there anymore now. I got no SIM extractor. Still got the Apple stickers though. They've made it this purplish hue here because it's the purple iPhone. And it's those little details like that that the other manufacturers just don't get. You know, now if I could just get a purple braided charging cable to go with my purple phone, because those braided cables are really nice, Mr. Apple. Okay, you spoiled me with the MacBook Air, you spoiled me with the MacBook Pro, and then you gave me this. I want a braided cable. Hashtag braided cables for all. We want them. However, we are going to go ahead and do a quick start here. Still fascinates me how great this setup experience is, because I haven't got an iPhone right now. I've been using a Pixel Pro for the last few weeks, just getting my grips back with that before this bad boy came out. But I put my iPad right next to it, and lo and behold, Like, I don't want to set everything up manually and type it all in over and over and over again. I just want to go ahead and get it done. And magically, pretty please. Oh, set up new iPhone. It's even got my picture on it. There's my Wi-Fi. TP-Link Deco. Go watch that review. It's still awesome, and it's telling me something just hooked itself up to my internet. In case it shouldn't be, I could go and stop it and block it, because we don't want people spamming off my Wi-Fi. I need all the Wi-Fi I can get. Gonna do the Face ID setup. Here we go. It really just wants to see how handsome I am. I'm gonna fold my head around. Come on. There we go. Oh, look. It tells me, hey, your mic drops tech from YouTube. No, it doesn't. I'm just kidding. But for a minute, you thought I was actually telling the truth, didn't you? Like, be honest. Look, how do they get away with that? Why does nobody give Apple a hard time? Like, I don't use a case, and I'm not the only one, okay? But look at that movement. Bloody Nora. It's like a seesaw. I mean, I could put two bodies on the edges here, and we could rock backwards and forwards. Like, it's not just a little bit. If I was using this on my phone, like on my desk, I think I would have to literally like put something underneath the corner here. So when I'm tapping it, it's not just constantly doing that. Talking to the card issuer. You know, Apple's wallet, I will give them credit for this. It's so much slicker. When I'm adding this Spark Visa card, which is one of my business cards, to an Android device, it's like I got to download a Capital One app and sign in and faff about, and it takes me like 20 minutes. On here, it's just, we're talking to the issuer, bam, done, thanks very much. See you later, alligator. That's how it's supposed to be. We like easy tech. If you are an adventurous type or you want to rely on this kind of service, I would imagine it's kind of like having a cell phone where we just assume we can go anywhere and we can get signal and we can make a call, but we all know that's not the case. You can be in a parking garage and you don't get signal. You can be driving between two major cities and there's a dead zone or a dead spot. And in this day and age, like, that's not the end of the world to get caught out. But if I'm climbing Mount Everest, it could be the end of my world if something's gone wrong. So, like, I get the feature and I like it, but it worries me when you say things like when available. I need to know it's available, period. Hate on me all you want. Like, if you're at Mount Everest and you fall over and break your leg and you try and make a satellite call, it doesn't work, don't come crying Uncle Mikey, because I'm not going to come rescue you. Like, I wouldn't even know you're there because your phone didn't connect to me, okay? I'm just saying. It'll be interesting to see how this rolls out. And it's restoring from iCloud. While it's restoring, this is another thing that's really nice about the unboxing process. When you get a new iPhone, like they got the iCloud backup thing figured out. We're not going to talk about the 5 gigabytes, okay? Because it's wrong on every level and we're never going to agree on that. It's just, it was 5 gigabytes of storage when the 8 gigabyte iPhone came out. So why can't we just stick with that and give me 75% of my 256, please? Or 128? Like, just spent $1,300 and change on a phone. I think you could give me a couple of extra gigs, Mr. Apple. But either way, the iCloud backup from a device and the reinstallation to a new device is pretty darn flawless on an iPhone. It is not that slick on Android. It's pretty good on a Samsung. If you haven't done it on a Samsung, I think you're going to be surprised at how nice it is. And the Samsung tablets do play nice with the phones, but this really is the top of the chain. Like, they nailed it and they got it figured out. And every time I change a device, which is quite a lot, dude, it just works. Like, I hate to say it. I know it's cliche. I know it's corny. But by golly, it just works. I mean, it does. And in 4 minutes and a few seconds, this will look just like my old iPhone looked before I wiped it and sold it. Good job, Mr. Apple. A pat on the back from me to you. I feel like every now and again, everybody needs one, and I'm giving one to you right now, okay? All seriousness. Good job. Like, even just the cleverness of, we know it's going to be huge, so we'll raise the square around it. So then we raise the lenses again. So they're not just like ridiculously protruding lenses, but it's a double step. You know, it's like, you remember the iMacs came out and they made that really thin edge? But it wasn't really that thin because it got fatter as you went to the middle. But they know that no one gets their hands on the middle of the device. So you touch the edges and it just feels really slim. But it wasn't, you know? It was a little tubby on the mid-range. That's kind of what's going on here. It's restarting. The anticipation. Clark Griswold, drum roll, please. The lights are about to go on. And there we have it. Oh, look, my cutie's on the home page. It really did remember everything. I was running iOS 16 in beta. Beta, however you would like me to say it. For my British viewers, it's beta if you're from the north, beta if you're from the south. For my American viewers, it's beta. For my southern Texan viewers, beta. I don't know. It's probably 2 syllables in there, I'm sure. That's about all the accents I've got. So we're going to open it up. Oh, that dynamic island is pretty. I see it moving around already. Set up cellular, yes. Okay, finish setting up cellular. Let's see what it's going to do here. Because I haven't seen this anywhere. Actually setting up an eSIM. Transfer from a nearby iPhone or use QR code. Position the QR code from your carrier in the frame. I don't have a QR code. What? I don't have activation information. What am I supposed to do?
Seesaw, how can I help you today?
Activate iPhone?
Just to be sure, do you want to activate a phone?
Yes. If you're on T-Mobile at least, it looks like the fastest way to get that eSIM working is not to call them on the phone. It's obviously a new process and they're still trying to figure out how to make that happen. And she had to transfer me to the technical support. But if you go into your account online, tell it you want to make an update to the SIM or change the SIM in your phone. And then it asks you, is it a regular SIM or an eSIM? I selected eSIM. And then it asked me for numbers from the iPhone. It took them all and created this unique QR code, which obviously is blurred out because don't need you all signing in on my QR code, okay? I know you wouldn't do it, but somebody else might. And I don't want to get arrested for like being a crazy person. Cellular setup complete. My phone number is now active on this phone, baby. That spinning wheel, seriously, took over a minute. Like a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe. Yeah, TJ thinks so too. So don't panic if it takes just a few seconds here. And that's it. Hey, check out some of these images. Wanted to get you some real good, solid close-ups of the device just so that you can oogle over it. Because by golly, it's pretty. I mean, they make pretty phones. My Pixel, like, it's not pretty. Like, it's not. I mean, it's nice. The rounded edges are definitely softer. But, dude, it's a slippery sucker. And I'm telling you, this slides off everything. I mean, every time almost I put this phone down, about 30 minutes later, I hear a clink, a clunk, a chunk, and it slid off whatever that I put it. And it slid onto wherever it was. Thankfully, never on the floor, and it's still in good shape. It may make its way to Swapper and be for sale sometime soon. So I'm just saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Dude, Michael Molnar, thanks for this. Great review of production quality, Mike. Thanks for helping me out. And dude, this is the most recent comment. Here it is on Friday as we're filming 2 hours ago. Thomas, dude, I wish I could say your last name, but I'm not sure. Supanski? Superb review, buddy. Consider me subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. You are amazing. Thanks for the comments. They make me feel pretty good. Hopefully the videos make you feel pretty good too. Dude, thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Come on. Help me grow the channel. Be amazing. And hit that notification bell so that you get notified when my new videos drop. Hey, 2 cool videos right here. And check out my last video. I got this really cool drone for like 279 bucks, flew it into a tree a bunch of times and had a little bit of fun in the process. I think you might enjoy it.